Hi, my name is Keeman, and most people who I'm making this video for would know that I used to play elsword, right? And there's a lot of things that's going around with like elsword since the beginning and since like coming to the end itself. And there's a lot of like controversy behind the game. Not again, this is not me coming out of the devs. The devs, you can ban me if you want to. Wherever I put this video, it could be on YouTube, it could be on your own website, whatever. I doesn't really matter if you ban me off your game or not. It just proves that more of a hypocrite you are. Just saying, just general. But this is not me literally coming at you. This is just me pointing out the things in the game that you need to fix. Like it just needs to be fixed because not only are you losing more players, you're literally cooking and butchering new players to come to the game. Like I know that's a way to level up faster with when new characters whenever they come out, or certain characters whenever they come out because they're really good or something like that. No. What about the old characters? What about the other characters they want to play? When they play those characters and have to level them up the regular way, and they get gear for them, it's not an easy one. You have the secret gear you have in the secret dungeons gear that you have, right? Getting like here's the thing, getting the gear is not the problem. It's enhancing the gear, gemming the gear, actually, getting the stats in the gear to actually matter. Like stuff like that, it's supposed to be free to play, right? It's free to play. But when you have to spend money, real money, and I'm talking about real money on both sides, real money for a plus 12 amulet, not even a plus 12, I'm gonna play more like a plus 9, or even like a what's the other thing? Or like spending money in the cash shop to buy several things for your character doesn't really help the game in several ways. Like, for instance, why would you spend I think it's 37 or 33 or $37 in the game for a class change? Now, i.e., there are class change in several games that have to have that kind of amount of money. But here's the thing: when you see you class change in those games, they give you more than you're worth. Like, I mean, like permanent items. Like permanent items. Sorry about that. Permanent items that can help you level and several stuff like that. Like, for instance, changing the B slot system and making it so that you could make a new switch slot system for the B slot, just so you can get an extra five slots behind the 10 slots you already have, including the hyperactive slot. Was that even necessary? And like to their discomfort, when they did this, it sent most of the players discomfort. Like they started leaving. No one plays anymore, and no one wants to like do anything in the game. Like the only reason why a player should actually leave your game, a player should stop playing your game, is because one, they want to try new games or they want to try new things. Two, is that the player has gotten everything in the game that they could possibly get, and they are at the peak of their own power, and that's why they just stop playing the game. That's just the general like of it. Like, no joke. In KR, it's different. KR has saturated ED, so it's easier for them to get the money, get the items, and be able to play the game. And here's the thing: in KR, they give players if there's like better events that gives players like the plus 12 anime, that's 11, 10, and 9. It's easier for them to make this kind of stuff, like get this kind of stuff throughout the game. In NA, you don't have that. In NA, you get like these minuscule fucking things. It makes no sense. Okay, like, you want to do right by players, you have to actually start listening to the players. Okay, don't listen to the PvPers and all that stuff, because they already have the stuff that they need. I'm a person that I want to be able to play a free-to-play game and actually get to point A to point B and be as powerful as the next person. All right, I don't want to get to point A and get to point C, and next thing you know, the person's kicking my ass because he has better gear or he has better stuff, or because of the fact that he has this stuff that it makes him better. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for me to get that stuff to be able to get to like his level. And like the way you keep doing this, it's like you keep dumbing down the characters, like nerfing them because of the power gap, or you end up doing a 180, a 180 and nerf several like things in the game, which makes no sense. Okay, you don't need to do that. Whenever you release a character, you don't really need to nerf them all the time unless there's like a glitch, a bug, or something that makes the character OP and overpowered. And whenever you release characters and they are overpowered, and the reason why they overpowered is like they have like this certain ability that can negate other abilities or walk through other abilities, that means that the other people who plays the other characters, other characters have to put out more work to be able to beat these characters in i.e. PvP or several other game types. Now, again, the gear of a character shouldn't be a money thing. It shouldn't be paid to win. The game, if you're saying that the game is free to play, make it free to play. If the game is not free to play, it's pay to win. Okay, number one, you can't have both of the same slice of pizza. Okay, why I say this is because of this, right? Spending a whole week or so, or a couple months or so, just farming to get like 5 bill, which you can do in like I'd say about 2 weeks, 2 weeks prior to like a week or a couple days or so. I'm not sure the whole number on that, or how long it take it to make 5 bill. But even having that, wouldn't it be like even good, because you would need to make more than that. You need to make like over 10 or 15 or 20 bill to buy like 9 of those like plus 9 amulets, or even more. But if you want to jump up the ladder and go to plus 10, get a plus 10 amulet, then you're gonna have to put more work into the game, and that takes too much time. So in other words, a player who's been playing the game for so long, who has that kind of money, would be able to spend the money. But when he sees the money goes like that in his face, all that hard work just goes out the window. He doesn't want to do anything anymore. Like it gets to the point where you release a new character, you gotta gear that character up, and then when you do that, you can't just keep gearing up characters whenever they come out, or new characters whenever they come out, because next thing you know, you're never gonna have enough money, and you're gonna end up farming dungeons after dungeons after dungeons after dungeon, and it gets repetitive. That's the thing that drives players away. The repetitiveness of the dungeons. You don't have time to do all this kind of stuff. Not even a hardcore player would say like he has all the time in the world to keep running a dungeon several times. It doesn't make any sense. And why would you even do that? Like this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. I play Black Desert, yes, and I can see like my Black Desert is right here, and I play several games like Lost Ark, the Division, and let's say Blade and Soul. I have several games I play, but like the thing is about it is like most of these games I play, they're grindy, especially Black Desert. Okay, it's a grindy game. Black Desert is more grindy than elsword. But elsword has instant dungeons. You just keep playing the game to like gear up in the game. But here's the thing: you can gear up a character the moment you start the character. Okay, the moment you start the character in Black Desert, you can gear it up, and there's nothing holding you back. The same items it would take for a hardcore player to actually gear the character, you can get all of that by just playing the game, and the game will help you and give you this kind of stuff in the game, i.e., helping the players progress, actually holding your hand when you see you get to a certain level, and then it lets go of your hand when you get to like the higher tier of the level. So in other words, like the desert, Valencia, the new areas, and all that stuff. Like the point I'm trying to make is that you're not holding anybody's hand at this point. What you do is slapping them in the face, okay, and you tell them pay this and pay that and pay this and pay that, okay, and it's non-stopping. It's really non-stopping. You believe I'm joking right now? A friend of mine literally just got back into the game, right? She literally just got back into the game, and this is the first thing she said: my Lucia is almost totally unplayable in the dungeons. that are in my level, and he's max level. Even the event costume don't count towards the combat power. I said, yep, yep, yeah. It to her right now, it's a waste of fucking time to even like play the game. Right now she's kind of blaming it on the Asian players, but I don't think it's like the Asian players that be doing that. And as I said to you, they don't care. They don't give a fuck about the players no more. And I'm actually on that. You don't, because if you actually took the time to even think about a better way to make it a better enhancement system, one, or make amulets a craftable item, and don't make the materials for the item you have to be farming a specific dungeon 50 times. You spread it around the world. Anybody can pick up these items and just level up, grind for these items, get like 5-10 per dungeon, and like just use like at least 5 of them to craft like certain materials and whatever. You have to be able to make it fun for both the hardcore and both the non-hardcore players. Okay, and this is just a sign from a stamp. And I've been playing this game for years. Okay, I was a sponsor streamer for the game until I got kicked out, but that doesn't mean anything at this point. It just literally it's just non-playable. You're making a game only for one thing: to level up, to play your game, and at the moment you get to max level, you're done. You don't need to do anything. Because the reason being why getting the L tiers is a waste of time. Because not just getting the L tiers, you have to get specific L tiers for the L tier set you're actually upgrading, so you can put these gems into the L tiers. Then you have to gem the L tiers with the best gems you can get with whatever you have. Then you have to enhance the gear, okay, which is gonna take even more time and more money, okay. And after all that, you have to put an element on it for the resistance. So you have more time, and then you have the add weapon you have to go hunt down, and then do the same exact thing but without the L tier things on it. You just gotta gem it and enhance it to like whatever enhancement you can get it to. So most players who play the game only running with like a +7 or a +9 weapon. And I'm just talking about a low count. Any hardcore player who play the game right now, like, I don't know, like any fucking player at this point will be running with like a +11 or a +12. And if you enhance a weapon past +9 or 10 or 11, and you fail, that weapon can go down to 0, and you just want to quit. Like, I seen more videos of people trying to enhance their weapon up to +12 instead of getting an amulet to do it for them, and then they end up quitting the game, not playing the game anymore. JC, not boom, done. Like what was his name? Like you go on or whatever. He used to play like elsword a lot. Now he started playing Closures and Lost Ark and several other games out there, because that's what his channel is becoming now. Before he used to play like elsword almost all the time, and he played like a Lucille and several other characters also. Every time there's a new character that came out, he played that character and he made that character mainly. And he actually took the time to gear up that character every single time until the day he quit playing elsword. And the reason why he quit playing elsword, it was a hassle to get these items. It was a hassle to get the money. It was taking too much time to gear up the character, and it was taking too much of his like life to gear up this character. Now, elsword should not be a life thing. It should just be a game you can pick up, put down, and play. Okay, it should not be like this. Like Black Desert is a grinding game, but no way it cuts you out of progression. Okay, it doesn't do that. Like Blade Soul is a grinding game and it is pay to win. It does not cut you out of progression like elsword. No. Like even the Division is a grinding game, but it never fucking cuts you out of progression, and it's not even pay to win. Okay. And that's a standpoint, because everything you can do is in game. There's no trading in the game, so there's no pay to win. You don't buy stuff to make yourself powerful in the game, from what I've known so far. Alright, so no one butcher me and say, okay, man, you're wrong. Now, I know there's going to be people out there who are going to be like, oh, man, well, you should just get good and all that stuff. You should just get good and actually play the game the way it's supposed to be, blah, blah, and then spend money. I'm not about to spend, like, $600 on a gold buying site or even, like, several other places just to get money so I can be viable and also for one fucking character. No, that is a waste of time, waste of money. Fix your game, point blank. You want players to come out to your game. You want to get that player count up and up. You want to get like all the stuff. Put back the B slot system. Okay, one. Make amulet a craftable item by using various items you have in the game already to do so. Like there's a lot of items you have in the game that you don't that players don't even use, that you keep changing into like these other fucking things that you could just use to upgrade your like craft a fucking amulet. Okay, and the second thing, the combat system in the game, the combat power system in the game, is not needed. You're cucking other players out of the system, and if you want to make that keep that system, you have to make the first two things that just said viable more viable, and you have to press on that kind of stuff. The other thing is that the gem system, the new gems you get from the ice burners, you have to take them off the ice burners, and you have to make them a craftable item. You cannot have people spend money to get one goddamn gem item that gives you 4% fucking critical damage, critical hit chance or whatever on a goddamn weapon. It's not worth it. And it's not worth the hassle, and it's not worth the fucking money. It doesn't make sense you would put this on a loot box system. It doesn't make sense. Oh, the loot box system should be a choice thing. Okay, it should be a choice. This is a brawler, not a not a job. Okay, come on.